frowned fiercely at the new help, a young man who was now sweating from every pore of his body. "It was on the floor in the back hall, Mr. Collins. The postmark on this letter is 5 days past. How could it have been missed in the hall all these days?" "I don't know, sir. Betsy just gave it to me." "Who is Betsy?" "We were hired at the same time, sir. I believe she works upstairs." Mr. Collins' eyes narrowed with even more danger. "Mr. Jennings will hear of this. You may be discharged." "Yes, sir." The crushed but humble face of the young man before him softened Mr. Collins' heart a bit. He continued more kindly. "As you know, Mr. Jennings is out for the evening. He probably won't receive this until morning. If I can put in a word for you, I will. But know this, young Geoffrey, it will not happen again." "Yes, sir. Thank you, sir." "You are dismissed." As Geoffrey walked away, Mr. Collins, long in the employ of Mr. William Jennings, stood thinking about his next move. He had several options, and after just a moment's deliberation, took the second one, and turned to locate Bates, Mr. Jennings' man. It didn't take long. He ran him to earth in the servants' dining area, where he sat with a cup of tea and the day's post. "This just surfaced," Mr. Collins informed him, setting the letter on the table. "It's 5 days old," Bates responded with a frown. "Precisely. Do I tell him tonight?" Bates looked up at his old friend and smiled wryly. "You forget, Collins, that when he returns from Lady Went's dinner, we won't be doing anything tonight but keeping the house quiet." Mr. Collins had a smile to match his friend's before leaving to secure the letter on his desk, knowing he would have to face his employer come morning. "Jennings," Knightley called out as he entered the veranda, "what are you doing out here?" Mr. William Jennings, the man he sought, glanced over his shoulder, not at all sorry to be out of Lady Went's stifling ballroom and in the fresh air. "It was a bit warm in there," Jennings said briefly, as Knightley joined him at the railing. "Yes, and getting warmer. Did you see Louisa Dent tonight? Her husband leaves for France, and she throws off every inhibition." Jennings shook his head in disgust and said, "I've known for many years what Dent has yet to find out. Most women cannot be trusted." "I'll say," Knightley agreed fervently, draining the glass he'd brought out with him. "Knightley?" a female voice called from behind the men, just as they were beginning to enjoy the silence. "Are you out here?" "Yes, Augusta, I'm here." Knightley turned from the railing. "Are you coming back in, Jennings?" "I think not," that man replied. He was tired and wished to go home. "We'll see you later," Knightley said, and moved toward his wife. Jennings did not reply. He was in need of solitude, and knew that home was the only place he could be guaranteed of that. The carriage delivered Jennings to the front of his London home precisely on time, but that man barely took notice. Though footmen in attendance and his man, Bates, didn't often see him elated, at times they sensed a lighter mood. Not tonight. Tonight he seemed far away, his mind in deep thought. In the eyes of Jennings, Lady Went's dinner party had been dreadful, full of women who had nothing more on their minds than catching a rich husband or gossiping about a woman who had. His dinner companion had been a vain, blonde creature, so occupied with herself she had never stopped speaking. It had given him a headache. Now, in his dressing-room, having stated that he wished to be alone, Jennings slowly loosened the cravat at his throat, telling himself that tonight's dinner party would be the last. In truth, he didn't know why he'd gone in the first place. His mood growing more pensive by the second, he waited only until his throat was free to